few weeks ago, I came across someone who was 40 years old, a metalhead, and had never heard Megadeth. I don't know how that's even possible, but then I thought of this XKCD cartoon and I thought, how awesome would that be to have got to 2021 as a metal fan and still have all of Megadeth to look forward to? What a band to only be discovering now. Where do you even start? What's the most Megadeth song? What does that even mean? The most Megadeth song is not necessarily the best Megadeth song. It's not my favourite Megadeth song, although it's close. It's not the fastest or the first or the biggest hit. It's the song that you'd play for someone who's reached 2021 having never heard Megadeth, so that after they hear this song, they'll have a pretty good idea of what Megadeth are all about. Imagine you've got a spare ticket for a Megadeth show and you just have time in the car on the way to the show to play one song for this person, so the rest of the show will make sense. What song do you play? Not Dawn Patrol or A Tout Le Monde or Foreclosure of a Dream, although those are great, but if all you knew of Megadeth was A Tout Le Monde, you'd have a very strange idea of the band. No, if you only get one shot, you have to play the most Megadeth song. Now, although this is still necessarily subjective, I think there are things that we might agree have to feature in the most Megadeth song, but to know what they are, we have to know what Megadeth are. So what are Megadeth? For me, Megadeth were always the standout musicians in the Big Four, and they always had an edge to them that, for example, Metallica lacked. Although in recent years Megadeth turned into a little bit of a revolving door band, Dave Mustaine always surrounded himself with great players. While their songwriting could be a bit hit and miss, and while I think they never hit the consistency of, say, a Master of Puppets or a Rain in Blood, where there's literally not one bar of filler on the entire album, Megadeth could hit higher highs, and when they were good, they were very, very good indeed. Their creative peak was in the mid-80s to early 90s, with that incredible run, starting with Peace Sells But Who's Buying, and ending with Countdown to Extinction. As much as there are some good tracks on Killing Is My Business, it just sounds too much like Dave Mustaine was still pissed off at not being in Metallica. So for me, the most Megadeth song has to come from one of those albums. And despite what I said earlier about consistently picking great musicians, and as much as I like Gar Samuelson and Chris Poland, the Marty Friedman and Nick Menza lineup was just absolutely top notch. The most Megadeth song has to have a Marty Friedman solo. As well as showcasing Friedman on lead guitar and Dave Mustaine's angry vocals, the most Megadeth song should start with a bang, end with a bang, and if it can have a recognisable and memorable chorus, so much the better. This rules out a few great songs straight away. Holy Wars is a great song, but turns into a completely different great song halfway through. Hangar 18 is 2 verses with a giant guitar solo draped over the top. Symphony of Destruction and Architecture of Aggression are too slow. Sweating Bullets and Captive Honor are fun, but a bit light and mid-paced. But there is a song that ticks all of those boxes. It's got everything. At 190 BPM, it's definitely up-tempo. It's about Dave Mustaine ending a 3-year relationship in early 1990. It starts with a bang. It ends with a bang. And it's got the solo of Marty Friedman's life. There's a 2-barred Nick Menza drum fill. There's a halftime chorus. Now, this is my very subjective opinion and you may disagree with my choice, but if you're a metal fan and in 2021 you've somehow never heard Megadeth, and if you're in my car on the way to the show, this is the song I'm playing. The most Megadeth song is Tornado of Souls.